Autumn greetings, guys. Welcome to my channel, Popcorn and Gore Grindhouse. Doing a little bit of decorating for my Halloween exhibit. Getting my media all set up. We got the Flintstones. We got the Munsters. We got Danger, Deaf, and Dames. We got Stay Puff, Joe the Farmer, and Mickey. Some of my figurines already. Working on a second shelf too, also. But just getting ready for my Halloween exhibit. All right, guys. For my Halloween lineup, I got a unique sort of classification that I got for this year. We're going to start from the top up and work our way down to getting closer to Halloween lineup. As y'all know, I always do double programming, so I always do like double bills. So let's get started. As y'all know, the first one's up is going to be Night of the Living Dead Cretan Collection. I'm a huge Night of the Living Dead fan, so why not start off with Night of the Living Dead first? Then we also have the 50th anniversary collection too also. I have massive copies of Night of the Living Dead, so it's kind of weird. But I love George Romero. Night of the Living Dead is my favorite film of all times. Okay, so we have the Tom Savini's cut, Night of the Living Dead. And we have Tales from the Dark Side, the complete collection. It's also going to be rolling too also. We also have the old Doghouse called Lemmy's Cut, featuring Boris Karloff. It's going to be also rolling. This is going to be my featured 31 Days of Halloween, guys, lineup. Can't start off this Halloween without any Universal Monsters Classic Edition. So we got to have the Classic Edition Monster set. Then we have some of the features that are on here too also. I'm a huge fan of Frankenstein's Daughter, so I love it. This is going to be my lineup for my 31 days. So this is what I'm doing, guys. So thank y'all guys for checking out my channel. Bela Lugosi. Castle Blood, Barbara Steele. It's going to be my Barbara Steele section. So we got Terror Creatures from the Grave for my 31 Days of Halloween lineup. The Blancheville Monster. I love Helga Lang. Plus, she's cute. The Ghost, Barbara Steele. Nightmare Castle, Robert Steele. And I do also have the rest of them too, also She Beast and all stuff like that. But it didn't make it on this lineup. These are my 31 days hand-picked horror from out of my vault. We're getting notifications all over the place, aren't we? All right, we got Dark Shadows, Collection 22. Elizabeth Startup comes back to the old house, along with Julia Huffman and Taras. And I believe Beth Collins is in this one also, along with the rest of the cast from the first to season 1 to season 14 are also in this one too also. It's some of my hand-picked classics from my Dark Shadows collection vault. Collection 23. Julia Huffman and Catherine decided to go back to the old house to find out about what happened in the year 1892. So she's joined by Maggie Evans and a couple of other ones to try to find out what had happened in the year 1982. Collection 24 featured no one in itself. You got Barnabas Collins teams up with Quentin Collins, and they decided to unchain him from out of the coffin. And they want to know what's going on with Quentin as far as his addiction to the occult. And they dabble more into his mysterious lab and find out about his plans to build a staircase to another dimension. From out of my Dark Shadows collection vault. Quentin Collins. Some of the fan favorites too also made it in the collection. It's a great way to get into it if you really don't know anything about Dark Shadows. It's a great way to get into it by watching some of the episodes by hand-picked from the Dark Shadows team, and they did a good job. This is that second Best of Barnabas. Also, a good way to get into it if you're not really a huge fan who understands about Barnabas's character. It's a good way to get into it. As you can see, the monsters are behind me. The Family Portrait, Season 1 and Season 2. This is my pre-early Halloween edition, 31 Days of Halloween hand-picked horror, guys. So we got the Addams Family. Number 1. Addams Family Value number 2. Addams Family Value number 3. I just grabbed them out of the box out of just some random order to show y'all guys what the box looks like too also. Then we got Vampires, which is one of my favorites too also. Awesome classic. Awesome. Beautifully done. Then we also have Requiem for a Vampire. Gene Rowland. Shiver of a Vampire. Beautifully done by Redemption. And another one of Gene Rowland's favorites. I also have The Living Dead Girl too, also along with other Gene Rowland films. But like I said, we were only going for my. I was only going for my handpicked. So, and also what made it on the list too. Also, Blackenstein. It's kind of weird how she's screaming, isn't it? Okay, no 31 Days of Halloween is not complete without Night of the Demons. Angela's throwing another party. Won't you come? Run, Judy, run. See Judy run. And I'm quite sure if we try it, we can get Jay Hart again. Night of the Demons. Angela's throwing another party. Demons 2. Here's the back. I know some of y'all guys like to see the artwork too also. I'm also a fan of that too also, so I had to keep reminding myself to show off the artwork more. All right, we have Flesh for the Beast, because this also made it too in my 31 Days of Halloween lineup. You had a taste, and now I want a taste. How does it feel to be the weak one, the victim, Mr. Ketchum? Flesh for the Beast. Also, we also have Blood Feast, which also made it to also in my 31 Days of Halloween. My tribute to Herschel Gordon Lewis. And I also have some cuts too also from several other directors too also that are my favorites too also. Tevye Michaels and Al Adamson and a couple of various others. These are my handpicked. The Wizard of Gore, another Herschel Gordon Lewis cut. It's a by Earl video. Then we also have Deranged. I Love You, Mary. Also made it for my 31 Days of Halloween. It's beautifully done, beautifully done. Deranged. Pretty Sally Mae died a very unnatural death. But the yes has worked to happen. It was one of my all-time favorites to sit there and watch him just torment that lady and kill that lady like that. It was kind of fiendish in a way, but it goes to the fault to show you how much his character was. All right, double feature. Grindhouse, y'all guys know I love double features on this channel. So we also have Don't Look in the Basement, which is inspired by my channel on Facebook. So y'all guys take a look at my channel on Facebook. It's called Trailer from the Basement. All right, Don't Open the Door. And we have Don't Look in the Basement and Don't Open the Door as a double Grindhouse featurette. It's beautifully done. For my 31 Days of Pick Halloween. And then we also have Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. Another one of my classics too also. There's no business like show business. It's one of my favorites. Look at that zombie just come at you. Then we also have Anthropophagus, a.k.a. the Grim Reaper, a.k.a. the Savage Island. Beautifully done by Severin Films. I love Severin Films, and I love Vinegar Syndrome too also. Lately, I've been ordering a lot from alternative cinema. So going through my hand-picked selections. We also have Burial Ground, briefly done also by 7. The Gates of Hell has opened. You guessed it. Zombies up next. I was watching a good film last night, inspired by Edgar. Actually, it was written by Edgar Allan Poe, called The Lighthouse Keeper. That was a very, very good film. I actually checked that out last night. As counting down to the first day of October. So I broke Halloween in with a nice, good, delightful treat by Edgar Allan Poe. It's called The Lighthouse Keeper. Anyway, we got the zombie. We are going to eat you. Then we also have City of the Living Dead. Another Fulci's collection. Beautifully done. You've got to close those gates. We also have Happy Birthday or Bloody Birthday by Earl. Beautifully done. And then it contains a special edition. It's beautifully done. It's one of my favorites too also. I always follow that up with children. I'm still working on getting the poster on my wall for the children. Then we have House on Tombstone Hill by Dead Dudes in the House. Beautifully done. That's one of my picks of my 31 days counting down of Halloween. Bunny Man Massacre is another one of my favorites too, also that I have for my 31 days pick for Halloween. You mean to tell me you spelled that sign right? Bunny Man Massacre. Monsters are real. Then I also have Phantasm, the complete collection. Phantasm 1 through 3 is going to roll. So I made that for my pick for this year. Because last year I think it was Phantasm 4 Oblivion. This year it's going to be first Phantasm. Everything is going to be this year the first of everything of each movie that I pick is going to be always the first one. So you're going to have like Slumber Party Massacre, the first one. You're going to have like, let's see, Night of the Demons, the first one, and on and on and on. But I'm doing double features this year, so that makes it even more better. So instead of part 1 and part 2, I'll play both of the two as a double bill. So we got Phantasm, the complete collection. Boy, you play a good game, but the game is soon finished. Now you die. God damn. This shit was rocking. Angus Grimm. Rest in peace. Also, Trailer Park of Terror. Tell them Norman sent you, honey. One of my favorites too. Also, it comes complete with the unrated edition and the rated edition too. Also, which is pretty kick-ass because this is my favorite film. So every year I nominate this film. This is crazy because it's like no matter what, I pull this shit out. Along with Night of the Living Dead and everything else, I gotta pull her out. But just remember, tell them Norman sent you, honey. You hear that? Rain stop. Trailer Park of Terror. We got Roach and everybody's in this motherfucker. Somebody's been getting in my pot field. Boom. Friday the 13th. These are my favorites out of the Friday 13th lineup, so that's why I only picked these out. It contains from 1 through 5 to the new beginning, so which is pretty cool. So I nominate these Friday 13th each time every year. So as of the first of the year, I'll run a new beginning. When Christmas comes, I'll always run like the new beginning. So it's very, very crazy. So this year it's gonna be Mrs. Voorhees returned back to Camp Crystal Lake, and the first Jason, all the way to part 5, the new beginning. And that's the collector's edition. All right, guys, next up, we have Elvira, House on Haunted Hills. I'll be also premiering Myra Norma to also the first Vampire. And I just wanted to close out with the classic monsters again as a classic shot. This is going to be rolling for my 31 Days of Halloween. Guys, thank you for checking out my channel, Popcorn and Gore Grindhouse. And this is going to be my 31 Days of Halloween countdown collection. And my handpicked selections for this year. Like I said, today is the first of Halloween, so we're going to have some real good fun. Picking out some good treats. Last night's feature road inspiration piece by Edgar Allan Poe called The Lighthouse Keeper. So we're going to keep that going with another inspired Edgar Allan Poe with the Castle of Blood by Barbara Steele. So this is that feature that I was talking about, the Edgar Allan Poe, Castle of Blood. This is going to be the one that's going to roll off the first as tonight's feature. So it's going to be a double feature. Let me bring them both in. This is going to be the double wheel for tonight's feature for my 31 Days of Halloween collection. And this is also going to be a inspired treat in reference to my love for classic horror, that kind of good stuff. So I just want to come at y'all guys with a nice, good lineup in reference to my Halloween treat. But this is going to be tonight's feature. Double lineup. Classic Monsters versus Castle of Blood. Barbara Steele. So my 31 Days of Halloween. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace. And don't forget, check out my channel and please subscribe. Thanks. See you on the drive-in.